This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill no one.
Wait a second.
Oh, no.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings, you're watching SeptumSin from SeptumSin versus the World. And today we are going to be talking about another first impression. But today's first impression is for a film called Thac0. Now Thac0, this has quite a few little things on here. It's actually a pretty decent, pretty decent box here. I mean, it has kind of like different things. It has subtitles, which a lot of movies do not have. And I will say this for Terrifier, which was my last review, it did have subtitles, unlike All Hallows Eve, so I am very happy with that. And this has some extras on it. And for movies of this type, which usually it's just the movie, I mean, having all those extras is just extra icing on the cake. So Thac0 is another one of those films that they were doing in the mid-2000s where I think that the gamers kind of kicked off a revolution when it came to gaming films about RPG players. And this one kind of takes a different strategy. I think they saw Clerks. They wanted to be Clerks, but with D&D players. I guess it wouldn't be this if we didn't have a cat going in front of the camera. And for the most part, it holds pretty true to that sort of thing. Having a subject, having them talk about it. Like there's one part where they've got a guy who's resistant to switching up to 3rd edition from 2nd edition. And he's going on about the Thac0 and the loss of Thac0. I was like, what the hell? There is no AC-11. Oh boy, you'd have to understand. Kind of have to be there to know. But yes, a lot of these things really do strike home. They do tickle your humor, and I think plot-wise this is a pretty good thing. The only thing that it is missing as far as a Clerks-esque film is, well, there's no overarching plot, and I think that really does hurt it, and that's why it's probably only 50 minutes. I think you could have, usually I say you should cut stuff, but I think you could have added an extra 20 minutes, added sort of an overarching plot to the mix, and I think this thing would have been like the gamers' version of Clerks. It would have held up pretty well, I think, even today. So, let's talk about acting, and I think that the people who do this, I mean, yes, the acting is kind of meh, but low budget, and for a low budget, I think they do a good job. You believe these guys are gamers and that they enjoy gaming, and I think most of them do indeed game, so they're speaking from the heart, and they're fun. They're fun people to watch. Good characters, very interesting. The special features, well, there's kind of a limit on the special features. It's pretty limited overall, but it's not bad it's not bad at the end of it all, I think. I mean, it does its job. I mean, there's nothing like huge there, no like big fantasy scenes or anything like that, but they do have some pretty cool set pieces, pretty cool backdrops like the game store, the basement, and all that stuff. And with that, it really does set it up as a decent... This cat. I think it does set this up as a pretty decent and fun experience. The music, again, the music hits well. It does, again, nothing that I consider super special, but at the same time, I do enjoy it. I enjoyed hearing it and listening to it. I enjoyed sitting in and doing this project. So, let's talk about who this is for. I think anybody who really likes to do tabletop gaming, anybody who's like been into D&D, or even if you used to play D&D and it's still fresh in your mind and you'd like to go back to those times a little bit, I think this really does hit that. It scratches that itch. If you liked movies like The Gamers, this might be useful for you. It's not quite the same, but it is there. If you like Clerks and you can understand the material, I think this is also for you. This is not going to be like an all-round comedy. I do feel like you should have at least a basic standing knowledge of the source material before you enter in. But I'd say that Thac0 is still a pretty solid experience for any gaming enthusiast out there. This has been SeptumSin, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.